Hi friends, welcome back to the Latina Garden. Today we are in July and this is my July garden. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for joining me today. I want to start with this corner here because I am just in love, so in love with my rose lily. I got these as bulbs for Mother's Day from my mother-in-law because she knows how much I love lilies. And she got me this set. There were 4 bulbs of rose lilies, and they're just finally blooming, so beautiful. This one didn't really make it. And the reason is the kids with the balls kept flying into this area and they broke the stem a couple of times and I had to stake it. And I think it really tried. It still had somewhat of a bloom, but it just inevitably, it just got broken way too many times and it died. So kind of sad about that because it did have 2 flower stems there. And then this one, this beautiful pink one, actually had another flower stem over here that the kids also broke by accident. I think that one was Nico. Nico, I think, broke it off. But these look so pretty. If you haven't tried the rose lily, I definitely recommend it. It smells great, like your Asiatic lilies do. And I still have one more yet to bloom, so I'm excited to see what color it is. They're all basically in the white and pinkish tones. All 4 of them come in. But in this pot, I'm also growing some alyssum in here and some bells of Ireland. And my bells of Ireland, this one's grown quite a bit. I love bells of Ireland. If you haven't tried bells of Ireland, I definitely recommend. It's a great cut flower. It's so easy to grow. This one, I didn't even plant the seeds. These seeds are coming back from last season or earlier this year, the last time they bloomed, and then I just let them die back and their seeds fall into the soil and then they just come up on their own again. Back here I have my gladiolus and I got a echinacea plant there, and I've been enjoying my gladiolus bloom slowly. They've kind of been taking turns one at a time, but I have another one coming up right here. And then I have my lavender, my fig tree, which I kind of staked to kind of help it up and give it a little bit more support. But it has a bunch of figs, way more than last year. So that is quite exciting. I am so excited to have some figs. I don't think it's enough to make fig jam, but I will enjoy them. Here we have our Dusty Miller, which I kind of like it having it here. I might still move it and plant it in the ground, but it's doing really good in this pot. And then here I have, this is my carnations, and it's starting to bloom again. And then back here, these are Asiatic lily bulbs that broke. And one of them did flower. These did not, but that one did flower. And this is my little corner. Coming this way, I have my rosemary, some stock, some more. These with the bells of Ireland, you have to be careful because you kind of looks like it's a weed, not sure. Ooh, it's getting eaten by something, so I need to spray it. But they are, again, reseeding themselves. My bubblegum, Supertunia bubblegum, which is a beautiful pink color. Absolutely love it. And I have my kumquat tree, which has bloomed again. And I'm hoping to get some little kumquats. And I did find one growing in here somewhere. Here it is. So let me see if I can zoom in here. So there is a little kumquat growing. I'm excited. I hope to see more of them in here. And I hope next season we get some kumquats. Here is my pot. This is full of dahlias, and I've been enjoying this deeper red dahlia. It's called the Diva. Not exactly the color I thought I was getting from the pictures. It was more like a purplish color, and this is more like a really deep burgundy, and it has like the orange center, which the picture is not like that. But it's still beautiful, and it has bloomed several blooms in here, so I'm happy and I welcome more of it. And in my other corner, I have some celosia, some veronica, my guayaba tree, some dianthus here, some my peonies, and then I have some dahlias in here as well. And this one is about to bloom. It's getting quite nice, and this one looks kind of purplish color. These, I'm not sure what color they're supposed to be. My son Nico kind of pulled off the tags, so it's a mystery of what comes up. But I have another peony here, and then I have my rose bushes. So I have this rose bush, which is a white rose, and then this one is the Eden climbing rose, which I've added a little trellis, and then we added a little birdhouse. Michael's had these birdhouses on clearance, and I just thought it was so cute, so I needed to get one. And then I also got this little basket here as well, which is not going to stay there, but I just put it there for now. And then I have my bougainvillea, which I do need to repot or replant. In my hanging baskets, I have the Superbenas pink cashmere, which has filled in quite a bit. I have been trying to fertilize my plants. And then I have another one with the same, and then I added some strawberries in there actually just because I needed, one of my strawberry pots broke and I needed to plant it somewhere, so I put it in the basket. Over here for my corner fence, I added these hearts here. These are metal hearts, and they're made of little metal butterflies, which I just absolutely fell in love with this. I found this at my local Bel Air. After I had originally saw it during Valentine's Day, before Valentine's Day, and I fell in love with these. I thought they were so pretty, and I thought they were quite expensive, so I did not get them. I waited and prayed and hoped for that nobody would buy them. And I went, I think 2 days after Valentine's Day, back into Bel Air to see and hope if they were still there, because I knew that all their Valentine's stuff was on clearance. And this was actually not on the floor. It was on the wall in the store next to their flowers. And I asked one of the workers there if that was for sale, and she said she would ask, and she did. And all 3 of these I got for $20. It was the best find I've ever had, I think. And I just love it. So I put it here on my trellis, and I think it's going to look so great once it fills in with some vines here. So I have my honeysuckle. This is I think it's called Pink Lemonade. It has these pretty pink and yellow flowers. The hummingbirds love it. I've had hummingbirds already on there. And I have, let's see, starting from back here, I have my amaranth, the Love Lies Bleeding, which I need a stake to that pole. It's getting a little heavy, but love the Love Lies Bleeding. It's a great cut flower. So here I have, this is a dahlia right here, and then I also have some other things growing in here. I have the Charters Double, hollyhocks, I have gladiolas, I have, this is straw flower, which had bloomed and then the kids broke it, and so I cut it and I put it as a dry flower. I hung it up, and then I have another one growing over here, which I really like the straw flower. The one that I got was like a mix of different colors, and the colors that I ended up with, they're okay, but they're not my favorite. So I'm gonna look into growing some more next year, but I want to see if I can find like a specific color and only grow that color, so be more specific. But I do like it. It germinates quite easily. And so I thought that was a good one. And then I have some zinnias in here, some more amaranth growing in here. This one is a tomatillo plant that reseeded itself from last year. So I went ahead and caged it this time. Last year I didn't. This time I'm caging it. I have some more gladiolas. These beautiful peachy color gladiolas I have been enjoying. Some zinnias here. Super pretty. Some purple superbinas. Some more dahlias right here. And then this beautiful peach color I really like. It's supposed to be a mix of different colors, but so far I've seen yellow and I've seen that peach color in here. So I will continue this. My lamb's ear has grown quite big. It's spread quite quickly. I am surprised. I didn't think it would really like this spot, but it really loves this spot. I'm thinking about planting another one a little bit more that way, just because it fills in so nicely. Another amaranth. Here I have some milkweed that's grown. It came back from last year. It's perennial, so it will come back again. I have some more alyssum. This is my pink cashmere superbina, which I just love. Next year I need to get more. I have a little bit of pink stalk growing, peeking out of there. And some more Dusty Miller. My butterfly bush, which I know it's roped up. And it's because it was flopping this way towards me. And I didn't want it to flop this way towards me. I wanted it to flop the other way towards the fence. So I kind of tied it a little bit. I don't know, if you have a butterfly bush, how do you prune it? I think after the season, I need to figure out how to prune it better so that next year it grows better. I think I kind of want to maybe get rid of the bottom and just keep it like a tree on top. I think it might look pretty that way, but we'll see. Mint, don't grow it in the ground. Never do that. It will grow everywhere. I didn't know when I planted the mint, and it's been 20 plus years since that happened. So, you know, it is what it is. I constantly am pulling out the mint. It grows so much. But this is a salvia. which has these really pretty pink flowers. And then my osteosperm, African daisy, growing back in here. I have another dahlia here. I have a geranium that I got that I think I want to plant there. I might put it in a pot because they grow a lot and I think they grow kind of quickly. My really beautiful hydrangea, which is not thriving in this spot. It is kind of struggling. So I think it would do better in a pot. I plan to take it out and put a pot here and plant it in the pot because I think it's a good spot. I just don't think that it's able to really spread and stretch out like it should. Our soil is really hard. It's very clay soil. So I think that if I put it in a pot, it might be a little bit happier there. And it might get bigger and more full. It's the leaves. It's not getting full of leaves like it was when I first bought it. So that's why I'm thinking it's not very happy. My roses here, they have been blooming this month of July. My camellia, I put it in a pot and we put a trellis to it. Also got another dahlia. This is the white dahlia. This is the one I got last year when it was on clearance at Lowe's, and it's coming back for me again this year, which I'm excited for. And then this one I've had for such a long time. I got it as a little stem that I yanked out from the front yard, and I put it in this pot, and since then it's been growing, and I couldn't figure out what is this plant, but I think it's an elephant ear. I think it is an elephant ear. It looks just like my other elephant ears. So that's what I think it is. And I'm excited. I'm all for the elephant ears. I like elephant ears. Here we have, I just got these. I need a plant here, but these are going in here partial sun to shade. And this is the boysenberry coral bells, which I love the color. It has like this pretty brown purplish color to it. And I'm gonna plant it in this area, which is kind of more of my shade garden area. Here I have my polka dot plant, which has done really well here. So I think I need to get more polka dot plant to plant in this area. And I also want more of my fern. So this is, I think, like a leatherleaf fern that has been growing there, and it's been doing just fine. So I want to plant more of that in this area. I have my other rose bush here. This has like orangey colors. This one is my Supertunia tiara pink, which does not look like a tiara pink, but it's still pretty and I love it. It has rebloomed again, and I planted it with a hydrangea, but I don't think this is a good spot for my hydrangea. I think it might be getting too much sun. And the reason why I think that is because the leaves are burning. So this one bloomed beautifully and now it's dying down, but the leaves will tell you if they're happy or not. And when you see this kind of getting burnt, they're not happy. They don't like it. Same thing, my celosia did not like it. And I have another, this one's another Supertunia, but I forgot what the name of this one was, and I don't see the tag in here. I think the kids might have popped it off. Another hydrangea, and this is a pink hydrangea. And again, I think I need to find a different spot for these because the leaves, they're getting burnt. That pink hydrangea stem did not grow very tall. So I need to figure something out here for these. So from my laurel tree all through here, this side of the fence, it gets morning sun, and then around noonish, it starts to get shade. So I am thinking maybe it's just too much sun. Right now we're in July and it gets super hot days, and the sun is scorching hot. So I think maybe we just gotta make a difference here. But I have another pink rose bush which has these beautiful pink flowers. My lantana down here, which is growing quite nicely. I love this pink with yellow color. I need to get another one. I think I want to add more in this area. I have my lilac vine in the pot there. The one thing about the lantana I did want to mention, usually it grows as a mound, so it should be a lot taller, but because the kids with the soccer ball, they kind of broke one of the branches here, it's looking more like a ground cover. I have more of the pink cashmere supertunia. No, not supertunia, superbina, which is growing nicely. And I'm really loving how this pot's turning out. This is the tiara pink, and I just love the color of the tiara pink. I need to get more tiara pink. And then behind it, I planted 3 of my delphiniums, which I am obsessed with delphiniums, but I've been fertilizing it and it is finally growing another stem here. So it had a few stems that weren't doing very good. They were very root bound in the pots, and they were in the center very dry. And so I am so happy that it's come back. And then my other rose bush over here. Now I have my wall here that's attached to the house. So I have this bush that I still want to get rid of. It's an evergreen. It's great. It's fine. It's just too big here, and I'd like to have something else there instead. And here I have, these are some calla lilies, some gladiolas coming up. I have my finger lime back there that's growing and has some finger limes. I will point one out right there. So it has a couple of those. It's doing somewhat okay. I think I want to put it in a pot though. I had my tiger lily growing out here, so it's done blooming. I'm waiting for it to dry up and die, and so that I can cut it. Here I got 6 of the snap peas, and only 2 of them I think are somewhat surviving. So I did get, I think, 2 snap peas so far out of it. Marco had one just a couple of days ago, and he said it was the most delicious snap pea he's ever had. So I have my lavender in here, and then I have this one. This is kind of new-ish. I've had it here for a while. This is straw flower red jewel, and it has these beautiful little straw flowers, which I need to take it out of the pot and I need to plant it in the ground, because now I think it's root bound and it's starting to struggle. I have a net here for the kids so that we attach the net to this side so that the kids can play badminton or volleyball and have something to play with out here. So again, it's kind of why some of my flowers in there have gotten killed and broken stems. But we are sharing a garden here with the kids, so need to share. Anyways, I have another gladiolus here, more coming, and it looks like they're all these peachy colors, which is totally fine. I am fine with the peachy colors. We've been getting quite a bit of those. They're supposed to be different colors, like rainbow colors, but I haven't really gotten a lot of different variety of colors. Here I have some sunflowers that I planted, and I have some milkweed. I have there like a mum, my bougainvillea, which my husband built this rainbow, I call it rainbow trellis, arch trellis here for me. That was part of my Mother's Day gift from him. And I just added these little twinkly lights that I found on Amazon during Amazon Prime days, and they're solar, so they generate from the sun and they light up at night. So it looks super cute, really pretty. I will try to insert a clip of what they look like when they're on. I just got these string lights from Amazon Prime days. I got 2 packets and I am just loving these little stringy lights. I just strung them around my trellis here and I just think they're so cute. So pretty. I know this is ugly. I have a net here for the kids to play, but this is so cute and it's gonna look so great once the bougainvillea fills in this whole area. It's gonna look so beautiful, like little whimsy fairy garden type of style, which I am loving right now. Over here, I have this tall bush that I want to get rid of. I haven't yet. Maybe at the end of the season, at the end of summer, we can finally get rid of this once it starts cooling down temperature. My husband likes it because we do have a window behind it that goes into our living room, and he thinks that it gives us nice shade so that it doesn't get hot inside. But I don't like it. I wish that it was gone, and instead I'd like to put a water feature in here and some flowers all in this area. Fill it up with flowers. So that's what I want. We'll see when that will happen, but that's the plan. And then I also want to do something here to cover this thing because it is huge and it's not aesthetically pleasing necessarily. Here I have some mint. Again, do not plant mint in the ground. Put it in a pot, that's the best way. And I also have some Italian oregano, which oregano can also be invasive. But that one I don't mind because we do cut it quite a bit. We hang it, we dry it, we eat it. So we eat that a lot more than the mint. And then here's my other rose bush that's starting to bloom again. And my roses are looking nice. Last time they had bloomed, they got thrips and they completely ate my roses. So I'm excited that they look nice again. And for my final section, we have our garden bed. Here, this is our veggie garden. So I have some strawberries in here, which Nico loves them because he pulls them. I hope he doesn't find this one because sometimes he'll get them when they're still green or barely turning red. And then I have some cucumbers growing in there. I have a lot of basil. We love basil. It's great in salads. We eat it with pastas and whatnot. And then I have my Cubanelle peppers also in here, which have grown quite a bit. And then I have 3 of the tomatillo plants. 2 of them I purchased. 1 of them reseeded in a different part of my yard, but I pulled it out and replanted it here. So that's going good. And then I have my blackberry bush here that is doing nicely. It is growing, spreading out. It's what I wanted. I want it to grow up the fence here. And we've gotten a couple of blackberries. Not super sweet yet. I think I've picked them a little too early. But it's been exciting to see some blackberries. On my second rainbow trellis here, we have finally starting to see This is a cucuz. So, or cucuza. It's an Italian gourd. It grows to be super long, like 2 feet long. Sometimes it can be up to 3-4 feet long. And my husband loves to grow it. It is something that his grandfather would grow, and they would make an Italian stew from it. My husband is part Italian, and so this is kind of something that ties him to his heritage and his culture, and it is something that we grow every year, even though my husband and I are the only ones that eat the stew. The kids don't care for it very much because it has a lot of veggies, and they're picky eaters, but we love growing it. And then on this side we have the Chinese long beans or yard long beans growing on this side of the trellis, which I absolutely love. They're so good. My kids call it green spaghetti because they kind of look like really long green spaghettis. And it's one of the few vegetables that all 4 of them will eat. So if you haven't grown these yard long beans, I strongly encourage you to do it. It's a delicious vegetable and bean, legume, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, my kids just absolutely love it. Back there, I have our zucchini plant that is growing nice and big. We've gotten a few zucchinis. My husband makes zucchini bread when he accidentally misses a zucchini and it gets too big. We'll make zucchini bread out of it. But it's been quite nice. And then over here we have more basil. And then we have our Sweet 100 tomatoes, which we've already been harvesting some tomatoes. The kids love coming in here and just seeing when do they turn red so that they can pick them and they eat them. Another few vegetable that they will eat. Not all 4 of the kids love the tomatoes, but at least 3 of them do. Nico does not care for tomatoes. Kind of like me. I don't really care for the tomatoes, but occasionally I will eat one of those. Over here we have early girl tomatoes, which are coming along quite nicely. We have quite a few, actually, a lot in here, and just waiting for them to turn red. And then on this trellis, again, more of the yard long beans because I love them. Usually we only grow it on this trellis, but since we added another rainbow trellis and I always ask for more of these every year, my husband planted more over there. And of course, this is all Italian oregano, which is chef's kiss, delicious. It's great in a lot of cooking dishes. I use it almost regularly, daily in my dishes. In this back garden bed, I normally we don't do any vegetables or things like that. This I use like just as a regular flower bed. I have some zinnias that have reseeded themselves. They're growing back from last year, which I absolutely love. And I did get a couple of lilies coming from here, and those did beautiful. This is some salvia, some stock, which I love. If you haven't grown stock before, I definitely recommend. It is a beautiful flower. It grows very nicely, very easy, kind of low maintenance-ish. And then I have some alyssum back here, and I had some larkspur grow out of this area as well, but that one's pretty much dying down. And then back there, I had a tomatillo plant come out of nowhere. So I also put a cage on it, and I am hoping we get a bunch of tomatillos this year, and we'll make a lot of good, yummy salsa. And to make my big announcement here, this thing's gotta go. It bloomed like many times, so many blooms, but no fruit. Did not fruit, not one at all. This is a pomegranate bush tree that was originally next to the house. We did not plant it there. When we moved in, it was already there, and we thought, oh, cool, a pomegranate tree. Like, we'll get some pomegranates. We have lived in this house now for almost 5 years, and not a single pomegranate. So this is a dud. It does not self-pollinate, or it doesn't, it's not a fruiting one. I don't know where it came from. If maybe it grew from a seed. I don't know. And it just does not do well. But yeah, this thing is coming out. Yeah, I told my husband, if we don't get fruit this year, I'm getting rid of this and either getting another pomegranate, which I did find one at my local Ace. Not too bad. I think it was like $50, and it already had fruit on there. Or I might plant my fig tree in here. So we will see, but that is going bye-bye. And then over here, let me see, I have some alyssum. And then on the back row, back there, I have some gladiolas, which more stems are growing. I have some California poppies still here that I left. I have a couple of jalapenos growing, so that's exciting. I love jalapenos. I should get more jalapeno plants. And then this is called Breath of Heaven. Nice filler flower, like greenery. So I missed when this plant was not getting watered at all, and I missed it. And then these plants were getting too much water. Same thing with my delphinium over there, was getting way too much water. It got super soggy and it's starting to die, which is quite sad because I love lisianthus. They're so pretty. They're very difficult to grow from seed. And so when I found them as plants in the garden center, I was quite excited. I wanted to see if they can grow in my yard. And I was waiting to plant them because it was just so hot. And so I hadn't planted them in anything. And so it is my fault. It's my bad, part of gardening. But I told my kids, I was like, I'm still very grateful that a lot of these other plants still survived. They all lived. Just a couple of RIPs. So that is it for today. Thank you for joining me in my gardening journey, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you stick around to the end, thank you so much. You have no idea how excited and how much joy that brings me that you can make it to the end of my videos. But I hope you like my garden, and I hope you stick around. If you liked this video, please like, share, subscribe. It helps me out so much. I am so grateful for every single one of you that do, and I will see you till next time. So love, grow joy, and stay rooted. Bye, friends.